Days after the Senate voted to pass the 385 billion shillings as the county equitable share of revenue from the national cake in a controversial sitting, President William Ruto on Thursday assented to the Division of Revenue Bill 2023. Despite the share having increased by 15.4 billion shillings from the current 370 billion, the Council of Governors and a section of senators who are opposed to the assented figure insist this is a ploy to weaken devolution.
We want to urge the President that his bottom-up philosophy can only be achieved if counties are empowered and if devolution is strengthened. We also want to remind him that for us to reduce the cost of living, we must spur agricultural productivity, and that happens at the counties because counties are the ones with that constitutional responsibility.
If we have to, deal with our economic issues, the growth that we're seeking happens at the counties. That's where the rubber meets the road. And the functions assigned to counties are very basic, services that are so critical to the welfare of the common man.
The leaders insist the president had options at his disposal on where to source for the extra funding.
County governments will not be able to expand the range of services that they are offering. We would have expected that the president would look at the road sector and cut off the money that is still in Nairobi that should be going to counties. He would look at the health sector and cut off the money that is in Nairobi that should be going to counties. He would have looked at the water sector. These are the areas where we would have gotten the 10 billion in addition that would have gone to county governments.
We really see these as, being a way of weakening counties economically.
The assenting of the bill, according to the COG and the senators, demonstrates how the executive continues to undermine the authorities of independent institutions.
It is very sad that the presidency still controls the treasury, that the presidency still controls the National Assembly Budget Committee, and the presidency still by remote controls members of the Senate and National Assembly who belong to their side of the coalition.
Increasingly then, as governors, we're questioning the role of CRA in the whole structure of negotiating and in the DORA, or Division of Revenue Act, because Article 203 is very clear.
The enactment of the Division of Revenue Bill 2023 now paves way for the preparation of the annual expenditure estimates for the financial year 2023-2024 and consequently the introduction of the Appropriation Bill 2023 as provided for in Article 221 of the Constitution.
I think the President has been on a spree of breaking promises. When he was campaigning, he said that even the provisions that people were proposing in the BBI to ring-fence a certain allocation to counties did not need a constitutional amendment. He argued that a president with goodwill will ensure that counties have enough money and would have money on time. The president has previously argued that it is lack of goodwill on the part of prior administrations that counties have not been funded in a timely manner and in an adequate manner. And so that's why I'm saying the president is just on a spree of breaking promises.
Meanwhile, the National Treasury has only disbursed 214.6 billion shillings in equitable share to county governments since June last year, with over 155 billion shillings still outstanding 2 months to the end of the financial year.
It's a closed chapter for the year. We live to see how it pans out next year.
Philip Murutu, K24, Nairobi.